Welcome to Nutrition by Jules, all things wellness for your pregnancy and postpartum journey. I am going to tell you really briefly about what DR and the pelvic floor is. So Diastasis Recti, again DR, is when the main rectus abdominis muscles, so the two main muscles that go down your front, separate. And 100% this happens when you are pregnant, right? Because your baby is growing and your abdominal muscles have to separate in order to make room for that growing baby. Now, as those abs separate, we aren't just having a big hole into our middle, right? There is this sheath of tissue that's between those two main muscles called the linea alba, and that stretches as well. So after we give birth, for a lot of women, there remains a gap between those two main muscles, and there also tends to be a little more squishy and less tense linea alba, so that tissue underneath as well. So when we're talking about healing our DR, we're not only talking about bringing those ab muscles back together, but we're also talking about increasing that tension in that tissue, right? So that's what we're aiming for with these resistance exercises today. We are also, again, going to be talking about the pelvic floor with these. So the pelvic floor are the muscles and tissues that make a little bowl or hammock right at the bottom of our pelvis. And so our pelvis has a big hole, the pelvic bone has a hole at the bottom, right? And in order to keep all organs in, we have to have these muscle structures. But they also have to let things out, such as a baby. So after giving birth, not only have we had the pressure of holding that baby, but there tends to also be, if you've had a vaginal birth, a lot of laxity happening in that pelvic floor. So it's important to strengthen those, but also to bring integrity to the muscles that support that pelvic floor. So whether we had a C-section or a vaginal birth, our pelvic floor has been very impacted by pregnancy. And again, these muscles aren't working alone, right? They're working in conjunction with our diaphragm, so pelvic floor, diaphragm, and our core. So that brings us back to that DR. So if we're helping to heal the DR and bring better tension to the linea alba and our back as well, that all is going to support that pelvic floor muscle. So we're trying to bring this team and this unit and all of this region to work together more efficiently and effectively. If you like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you later.